Right, basically the conifer in front of you is coming out. With all the wind and rain we've had this summer, it's pretty much started to collapse and looking a little bit ugly. There's actually three conifers in here, and obviously once that collapsed one comes out, it's going to leave the back of them other two very, very brown. But fortunately, these are actually in the corner of the garden. So unless you specifically walk round to have a look at them, you wouldn't actually see the browning. So that was a bit of luck. And plus they didn't really want to take the other two out. So, but this conifer, I don't know what the variety of it was. It was a nasty old thing. The old growth inside that died was very, very sort of thin and spindly, and it just got wrapped around the sprocket on the pruner, and as you was cutting it just spat it all out over you. Really nasty whole thing this was, and I really didn't enjoy doing this one at all. You may have noticed I've treated myself to a new helmet. Basically, about 2 weeks ago, took the helmet out of the van and actually put it on the van roof while I was getting some other bits out, and it was a bit blowy, so you can imagine the helmet got blown off the roof of the van and landed on some concrete. It didn't break the helmet, but it cracked the slot where ear defenders they sort of click in. So it was a case that I had to buy myself a new helmet. So I treated myself to something a bit more expensive, shall we say. But really, really comfy though. I have to admit that one. This helmet is really comfortable to wear. At this point, I sort of had a look at the camera because the tripod I got, it's got like little telescopic arms on it, and you put it down over time, it's sort of, I think one of the telescopic arms sort of sinks. So you slowly watch it going sideways, so I have to keep adjusting that. And there it is all chopped down, and the stump is actually like a sort of mushroom shape, and it's quite tucked in there amongst the other two, so you know the other side of it is not a really lot of space for me to dig about and get it out, so a little bit awkward. as well. And while I was digging about, I actually found something that I've not come across for quite a while. And, but chances are some of you have dug some of these up in the past as well. And found my first big root. But as always, there's always a little bit sticking out on the stump. It's always in your way. So I'll give that a quick whack. As it was, this stump ended up being a right awkward so and so. It don't look it on there, but I'm actually it's very tight in there. The camera's actually under one of them other conifers, so it was awkward to get a jack in there, and I couldn't really dig a particularly big hole neither. But it comes out eventually. But as always, the worst root is at the back of the stump, where it's most awkward to get to. Like I say, I've dug these up before and they've just been plain, but this one actually had sort of patterning on, and they look quite interesting actually. Some farmhand or farmer was a bit sick many years ago when he lost or broke that. But I actually give it to the customer, and they were quite fascinated that come out of their garden, and they did say they sort of might put it on a shelf. At this point, I've dug as far as I can round and under it, and it was still just solid. So I decided to see if I can give it a bit of a jack and sort of get it over a little bit, or up a bit, so I can see where the roots are, feel where the roots are. Didn't use chain on this, as I said, mushroom sort of shape to the stump. I just hooked the jack straight under it. As I was saying, you know, it was a bit snug in here. I could get the jack in anywhere around it, but it's getting handle on the jack up and down without squashing or pushing it right through all them other conifers and doing damage. So it was mostly that side I could only jack from, apart from the last little bit, which I more or less laid the jack virtually on its side. I more or less just get moving the jack and prise up a bit and try and find the roots I could cut. And I was using an old knackered, cheap pruning saw for this. I wouldn't want to put my good saw under here, it'd ruin it. But at this point I'd found the main root that was at the back or towards the camera, which was awkward. And I managed to get probably halfway through it, I think, and I couldn't get no further because of the stones. But as you see, I put the jack on its side then, and luckily then the stump popped. And there it is. That's where it broke off, and that's the bit. Well, you see how far I managed to cut through it before it snapped. And there's a stump out and upside down, and there's that root again. As I say, it's always the one right at the blooming back for some reason. And then it was a matter of just chipping all the rubbish up and tidying up and going home. Well, I'm getting paid in between. Thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed. Thank you.